Have you ever wondered what it really means to inherit not just a title, but the responsibility for a living, breathing landscape, one where history, nature, and the hopes of a nation collide? Why does one visit from a future king spark conversations about the fate of the countryside, the future of our climate, and the hidden heroes who quietly defend it every day? Today, let's step beyond the headlines and follow Prince William, the Duke of Cornwall, as he journeys into the wild heart of Dartmoor. What unfolds there might just change the way you see the monarchy, and the land itself, forever. If you don't want to miss the most important royal stories, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button right now. So, why is everyone suddenly talking about Dartmoor? Let's set the scene. It's a crisp, windswept morning in Devon, and the sprawling moorlands, older than memory, shrouded in mist, stretch as far as the eye can see. This is no ordinary patch of British countryside. Dartmoor is the crown jewel of the Duchy of Cornwall, that ancient estate whose roots dig all the way back to the year 1337, when it was created to sustain and shape the life of the heir to the throne. 20 counties, a sprawling patchwork of fields, villages, ancient forests and hidden streams, this is William's inheritance. But it's also his burden. Because with every acre comes an age-old expectation, to protect, to renew, to imagine a better future, not just for the privileged few, but for everyone who calls this land home. And this is where our story begins. Prince William didn't come for a photo op, or a ceremonial handshake. His visit marked the unveiling of one of the boldest conservation strategies Britain has ever seen. Imagine, a 20-year plan, not just a set of promises for tomorrow, but a blueprint for turning the tide on climate change, restoring habitats, and reimagining what it means to be a steward of the land. The Duchy's vision for Dartmoor isn't a fleeting gesture. It's a commitment to safeguard wild spaces and heal what time, neglect, and changing weather have worn away. Why such urgency? Because Dartmoor is more than beautiful views. It's a fragile ecosystem, teeming with rare birds, insects, and ancient peat bogs that store unimaginable amounts of carbon. It's a place where each grazing sheep, each wandering river, each pocket of wetland tells a story about the health of Britain itself. As our weather grows more unpredictable, as storms and droughts cut deeper scars, the need to build resilience into these landscapes has never been more critical. But here's the twist. This isn't a royal decree from on high. The prince's plan brings together a tapestry of partners, scientists, local farmers, park rangers, conservationists, and, crucially, the communities who know these hills and streams like the lines on their hands. It's about blending old wisdom with new science, finding ways to keep traditional grazing alive, while also protecting delicate soil, restoring ancient peatlands, and inviting lost species to return. Imagine a future where Dartmoor is not just preserved but reborn, its rivers running clear, its meadows humming with life, its peat bogs quietly capturing carbon for generations to come. Let's pause for a moment on the significance of these peatlands. Most people don't realize they are among the planet's most powerful natural tools for fighting climate change. When healthy, they act as enormous carbon sinks, locking away greenhouse gases that would otherwise heat our atmosphere. But damage them, and they become sources of pollution instead. That's why the restoration work Prince William witnessed was so vital, painstaking, muddy, back-breaking labor that holds the key to the land's future. During his tour of Royal Bog, a name as dramatic as the landscape itself, the prince got his boots dirty, observing firsthand how new methods are turning the tide and bringing Dartmoor's most precious resources back to life. And it wasn't all strategy and planning. There was also a moment of raw, human gratitude. Dartmoor, with its beauty, is not immune to disaster. Just weeks before, a fierce wildfire tore across North Moor, threatening rare habitats and the lives of those who care for them. Here, Prince William met the true heroes, firefighters, national park rangers, and members of the ancient Commoners' Council, men and women who, when flames raged, ran toward danger rather than away from it. With no cameras in their faces, these individuals work tirelessly, risking everything to defend both landscape and community. William listened to their stories, looked them in the eye, and offered heartfelt thanks, not just as a future king, but as someone who knows the meaning of service and sacrifice. These moments, shared over muddy boots and fire-scarred earth, reveal something new about the modern monarchy. This isn't a prince locked in a tower, isolated by tradition. This is a man on the ground, sleeves rolled up, wrestling with the same urgent questions that face every landowner, every farmer, every citizen. What does it mean to lead in an era when nature itself seems under siege? How do you balance heritage and innovation? How do you honor the past while preparing for storms no one has yet seen? This vision, of course, isn't realized overnight. The Duchy's 20-year plan is vast in ambition and humble in its acknowledgement of how much must change. From rethinking how livestock graze the hills to rewilding rivers and planting corridors for wildlife, each piece of the puzzle depends on cooperation and a willingness to learn. It's a lesson in humility. Even a future king cannot dictate the pace of nature, nor the complexities of a community bound by centuries-old rites and deep-rooted customs. The significance of the day wasn't lost on anyone following along. The Prince and Princess of Wales's official Instagram lit up with vivid images, sweeping vistas, muddy hands, moments of quiet reflection. Through these photos, the public glimpsed not just the beauty of Dartmoor, but the determination driving this transformation. Social media, so often a tool for fleeting trends, became a window into the very real work being done to ensure that future generations can still walk these wild places and call them home. But perhaps the most profound part of Prince William's visit was the intersection of the personal and the political. For decades, his father, now King Charles III, championed causes that seemed out of step with the times: organic farming, environmental stewardship, living in harmony with the land. Once mocked as eccentric, these ideals now stand at the very center of royal duty. William's actions in Dartmoor are both a continuation of that legacy and a declaration that the next generation will not simply inherit titles and castles. They will inherit a world in crisis, and the choices they make will matter. So, what are we to make of all this? Is this just another chapter in the never-ending story of royal engagement, or is something deeper at work? Does it matter that a prince stands ankle-deep in peat, listening to farmers and thanking firefighters? Is this a new kind of leadership, one built not on spectacle, but on substance? You, the viewer, have a voice in this story. Do you believe large-scale conservation projects, like the Dartmoor strategy, are vital for the UK's future? Should those with privilege and power be at the front lines of change, showing by example what stewardship truly means? And how much weight do you give to royal gratitude? Does it truly inspire? Or is it simply tradition dressed in modern clothes? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. This conversation is just beginning, and your voice is part of it. If you found this journey into Dartmoor eye-opening, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the real world of the royal family. Together, let's keep watching, questioning, and hoping for a future where land, legacy, and leadership walk hand in hand. And as always, stay tuned, because the story isn't over yet.